What happened to Steve Perry? Steve Perry was a vocalist of the legendary rock group, The Journey. His voice and charisma is largely instrumental to the success the band has achieved since the 1980s. He was on top of the world for so many years, penning hit singles such as The Journey's signature song, Don't Stop Believing, which has been a huge hit and has been used in pop culture, such as the Glee series, and the finale of The Sopranos. But what many people don't know is that during the 90s, Steve Perry's popularity nosedived and he took a major hit, and people haven't heard from him until the next couple of decades. To our channel and click on the notification bell to get updated with our videos. Today's video, we're going to be talking about what happened to Steve Perry. A career retrospective. Before rocking his heart out with Journey, Steve Perry was born in Hanford, California, to Portuguese parents. Growing up as an only child, he developed a rich personal relationship with his parents, particularly his father, who is the reason he got interested in music. His father, Raymond Perry, was a vocalist and co-owner of the KNGS radio station. At 8 years old, his parents decided to separate, which prompted his mother and him to move to his grandparents' farm. At 12 years old, while riding the car with his mother, he heard the Sam Cooke song, Cupid, which inspired him to become a singer. During Perry's teen years, his family moved to Lemoore, California. Attending high school, he was in the school marching band, attending to the drums, and other extracurricular bands. Graduating from high school, he attended College of the Sequoias in Visalia, California. It was during college where he had his first taste of singing, as he was first tenor in the choir. During this time, his mother encouraged him to pursue his passion in music. Perry moved to Sacramento to start a band with Scott Matthews, who would end up becoming a future music producer. They formed a band called Ice and wrote original material as an attempt to break in the music industry. After several gigs, the band disbanded as Matthews was still in high school. The band had no management, and their recordings were virtually unheard to the public. Perry would move to Thousand Oaks, California, and formed a band of his own that disbanded a year and a half later due to the fact that the band wasn't able to secure a record deal. He then ended up in Banta, California, where he joined the Allen Project. Tragedy struck when the bassist of the band, Richard Michaels, was killed in a car accident. The incident prompted Perry to seriously consider giving up on a career of music. Perry returned home to go back to a normal life, but his mother was keen on him giving it another shot, as he ended up answering a call from Walter Herbert, manager of San Francisco-based band Journey. The start of Journey. Needing a fresh new voice to replace their vocalist, Herbert felt that Perry would bring that soul and flavor that was desperately needed in the band at the time. However, Journey still had their vocalist Robert Fleischman around. Perry was then brought on as a roadie from Portugal to divert any suspicion that Fleischman was in danger of losing his job. During a soundcheck where Fleischman wasn't present, Perry performed a song with Journey, as the band and the manager were completely blown away with his vocals. It was there that Herbie informed the band that Steve Perry would be the band's new singer. Perry's vocals brought a pop-influenced style to the band's music, in contrast to the progressive rock style that the band had incorporated. Initially, Perry was met with resistance from the band members as well as fans from the early fan base Journey had gained. He made his debut in San Francisco in October 1977. He was met with mixed reviews from the crowd. People were wondering to think whether or not bringing Steve Perry on board was the right move for the band. Perry, however, put all speculation to rest, as his first album with the group Infinity was met with huge success, including a song he wrote, Lights. Even though the band's style was significantly different, Journey began to garner lots of airplay and media attention over Infinity. Perry's arrival was fully accepted. Perry would end up being Journey's vocalist for 8 albums. These albums are Evolution 1979, Departure 1980, Dream After Dream 1980, a Japanese movie soundtrack, Captured 1980, a live album, Escape 1981, which reached #1 on the Billboard chart, Frontiers 1983, Raised on Radio 1986, and Trial by Fire 1996. Journey enjoyed a successful spell during the early 80s, especially Perry. who even released a solo album due to his increasing popularity. After the success of Frontiers, Perry released his solo album, Street Talk, in 1985. He was one of the invited singers in the USA for Africa benefit song, We Are the World, Journey, Hiatus, and Reunion. As he returned to his duties with Journey, his mother became ill. Steve Perry would often visit his mother in the San Joaquin Valley during the recording of Raised on Radio. He would travel back and forth several times as he needed to attend to his mother. As a result, he didn't spend much time with the band, and he grew even more distant as his mother died during the album's production. After their tour in 1987, Journey disbanded. Perry would then take a break from the music industry as he was rarely seen from 1987 to 1994. The only exceptions were his special appearances during a Bon Jovi concert, as well as a Journey reunion for a Bill Graham tribute. In 1994, he released his second album, For the Love of Strange Medicine, which he ended up having a successful tour promoting the album. Journey would eventually reunite and in 1996 recorded the successful studio album Trial by Fire. Although a success, it was short-lived, as before they embarked on their tour, Perry suffered a hip injury while hiking in Hawaii and was unable to perform. He was diagnosed with a degenerative bone condition which required a hip replacement. He was reluctant to rush into the surgery, however, and requested for the band to postpone the tour. End of the Journey. The rest of the members waited for over 17 months on Perry's status, and on making a decision for the band, they were afraid of failing to capitalize on the album's success and presented Perry with an ultimatum of getting hip surgery to go on with the tour or replacing him as a vocalist. Perry took offense to the band's intentions, as well as meddling with his personal health issues, and decided to leave the band permanently. He would end up having surgery in 1998 and release a compilation album of his solo career. He would be involved in numerous projects as well as guest appearances in other concerts, but would fail to reach the height of his popularity with Journey during the 80s. In 2005, he appeared with his former band at a ceremony on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and stated that it would be the last time he would appear with Journey. He ruled out every reuniting with the band again. Journey was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017. He appeared with his former bandmates and was thankful of the honor presented to him. He refused, however, to perform with the band, which disappointed many fans. And just when people were writing him off as finished, in 2018 he released his third solo album entitled Traces. It performed modestly on the charts, but most importantly, and subscribe to our channel to be up to date with our videos in the future. Thank you, YouTubers. Until next time, Morrongo TV, motivation, inspiration, fun.